All right, welcome back, everybody. Your little castle show. Doug and I decided we needed to talk more.
Just a little bit.
He's a conversational guy, which is important for me because I like to get to know people before I bring them on my show to talk about life and whatever else we're going to talk about. First, I'll shout out, let's get this knocked out of the way because these guys are important to us. Carroll House Furniture, because you like nice things. Maybe in a house that Doug here fixed up for you to make it pretty and do everything to make it a awesome house, because you got to have the nice house first. So you put furniture in a house that's leaking and got ugly floors and bad looking furniture, bad looking appliances and all that. Doug will straighten all that for you, right? Then you get
maybe a little bit.
We showed. If you missed the first show, everybody, go check out that first show. The first show it just aired. I think the first show we're going to air first, and the second show second, meaning Thursday and then Friday. And if you missed it, which you probably did, you might have. It airs every Thursday night, every Friday night, and we got a Saturday show now. The Saturday shows we're dedicating. We've reorganized, got more sponsorship stuff coming, and we put a lot of charities on, organizations, whoever doing good stuff, and we do those on Saturday nights. So typically,
Right.
Is that all right with you, Doug? I want Doug's opinion. He's a classy guy.
You could do it however you need to.
Well, I like the professional's opinion. Does that sound like a good plan? Thank you. All right, so look up here on the walls. We have now Doug's website. This website looks pretty good. He's getting a revamp too. That's going to be upgraded here shortly. We'll give you a quick view. Let's knock that out so I don't forget later. But here, take a look, and lots of information out there. They can schedule with you on the website. They can fill out a form. They can request information, and a lot of stuff you do there. But a new and upgraded site is coming here. How long before they think that thing's going to be ready?
I'm sure it's going to be at least a week or so.
Yeah, maybe a couple weeks.
Maybe.
But check it out, everybody. Look at the website. There it is. Oops, there it is. JDRCR.com, which stands for Just Done Right.
Job done right.
If you don't remember what he told you.
Mm-hmm.
Just Done Right, but it's really the job done right. I was just seeing if you're paying attention, Doug. I told you I wasn't going to mess it up, but I messed it up. That's all right. Now they'll remember because I messed it up.
Mm-hmm.
Job. I read it right there. I even read it.
I know.
Job done right. But it's done. It's done right. How about that? Job done right.
JDR.
JDR.
Job done right the first time.
The first time.com. JDRCR.com. 314-699-1009. Get a hold of my buddy Doug. His last name is Boston, actually. Cool last name.
Yeah.
All right. And you got a family name out here too. Whatever.
Yeah, it's not 100%. For sure, so I don't even talk about it.
We're all related somehow, tied to how many people came over from Germany and all over Europe and all that stuff. But yeah, it's hard to even keep track of.
Yeah, my grandma, she was French, and my grandpa was German. So
okay, very cool. A little history from Doug also. Take a look here. We stopped. I wanted to start here. Let's finish here real quick because we had a couple more impressive pictures from Doug's work. But the garage looks dynamite, but you did the lighting next to the garage, is that right?
Yes. We repositioned to put new lighting on the sides of the garage with new molding.
Okay, so that's a good looking garage. Man, I had some lights on my house. I'll have to show you. They were just finally falling apart. Mm-hmm. I just bought some. Now, I will dabble with a little electrical. If you turn off the power, you're supposed to turn it off at the board. I got the...
If it's on a light switch, you cut the power. Yeah,
you're cutting the power. That's what I did, and I unscrewed it and did it myself. Don't do that, everybody. I've got some background with construction stuff, but the average person shouldn't do that, probably.
No. Turn it off at the breaker.
Turn it off at the breaker. Well, just not even do it themselves most times. I mean,
right.
That is a do-it-yourselfer thing. That's one of those electrical work. I have had a couple of buddies of mine who are high-level electricians, and they told me what to do. Unless you know somebody like that, call Doug. He might walk you through it, but might want him to just come out.
I can walk you through it, but doesn't mean you're not going to touch two wires together and get a little shock.
That's 120 volts. Is a little bit.
Yeah, that's the one that's the one that actually grabs you. So, and wants to hold on to you. The more volts you got going out, those are the ones that grab and then kick you off. If you ever seen an electrical explosion, that's not pretty.
Yeah, not fun. And then some people got the 240 for their dryer, or
stove,
and hot tub. I got a hot tub that got to have a 240 for that.
Yep,
is Europe
crazy.
240?
Huh?
Is Europe 240? I know they're a different thing over there, but
I'm not sure about Europe. I never had to work over
yeah, I was
there.
gonna say that's a little bit of a drive from here, isn't it?
Yeah. I might need to convert my car or my truck into a Land Rover
Cruiser. Yeah, you could.
with
I don't know. Back in the
water capabilities.
600 million years ago, you could go across the ice bridge up in Alaska. But other
Yeah.
than that, it'd probably be something where you easier to fly. I got you. All right, but look at the work he's got, everybody, because it's good looking stuff, and that's just a sample of what he's got here. But I'm going to fast forward here. Outdoor. Now, what did you do on this particular?
These were the other. That was the same house as the other two lights that we did the same thing. With the sconce lighting. Yeah.
Gotcha. Okay, some lighting stuff. Okay, that looks great, man. Yeah, those lights. I was gonna say those lights look just like the ones I replaced. The ones I have were smaller than the ones I had, but they look better. The ones I had were old metal clanky ones. They started looking like almost not rusted, but they had something else.
Right.
Bathroom. I'm sorry, kitchen. Now you got a kit. That looks like somebody really did some good plumbing there, and everything else.
So this is just a
It
little
looks like
apartment that got done, and they needed me to put in a cabinet with the garbage disposal, redo the drain, put in the countertop, sink, and faucets.
Yeah. Get that. They didn't get the scrape down, but the countertop looks great. All that new cabinets are new.
Yeah, it's all brand
You
new.
might have even thrown a. It looks like they kept a couple things there, but it looks good.
That's
All right.
just a basic shaker cabinet, so I mean it's just the baselines, but
But you work on Airbnbs at all, or rentals, or I guess everything, whatever it is, right?
insurance, rentals, it doesn't matter.
Yeah.
Doesn't matter.
Anybody that needs construction, you'll do.
Residential, commercial, industrial, it doesn't matter.
Okay. He does it all. He's got lots of work there. Check out that first show. You can see a lot more of those too. But as we finish up here, great looking floor.
This is a trailer, actually.
Really?
Yes,
They
we
want a nice
did.
floor. Okay.
So, this was me and a friend of mine. I was actually helping him with his business on this floor. We did it roughly the entire trailer. I think it was 10 to 12 hours.
Wow. Okay.
The whole floor.
Knocked it all out though. Was that a 1 day deal?
Yep.
12 hours straight, just running through and put. Yeah. A lot of people do work 10 or 12 hours straight.
I do it all the time.
If you want to work, if you want to get it done, right?
If the residence is unoccupied, that gives me latitude. If the residence is occupied, then I go by the customer's wishes.
Right. So they say you can come in, but stay out of this room. I'll be sleeping over here, watching TV over there, or whatever. But there might be some hammering going on, or whatever. You gotta.
Time wise, what time you want me there? What time you want me to leave?
Gotcha. Okay. This is
Yep,
and a lot
this
more of
is-
these pictures that
Yep,
show off that
this
work.
Is some more of the same trailer.
Yeah, that's like I can't. Yeah, 'cause I mean, some of these trailers are bigger than houses. A lot of
This was a 16 by 80, and that's a lot of plank flooring to go through there.
Okay.
This is it's good flooring. It's a lower grade because it's more malleable, but it's still water resistant, scratch proof. So
Okay.
it's still good to.
Yeah, it looks good. It's is it real wood? Is it a mixture?
No, it's a laminate. It's a LVP, laminate vinyl plank flooring.
Gotcha. Okay. I heard about that. We talked to some flooring guys, and that stuff's good.
Yeah, I like it. I push it a lot in kitchens and bathrooms.
Yeah, it makes it look great. It's durable. There's some of the installation for it.
You don't have to worry about gluing something to the floor. You don't have to worry about something cracking like tile, you know.
Right. Okay.
So
Yeah, look at that. So there's the
this
planks.
is the before, yep. These are the planks put together.
Okay, and you can see the underlayment board there that they've got that on. It's right there. That stuff you can see.
That's just standard OSB. You can go right over it because most of these planks have either a cork board cushion or
Okay.
a foam cushion underneath, so you don't need to put down anything else.
Really? Okay. Again, back to maybe you can do this yourself, but you're probably going to cost yourself a lot.
Well, I mean, you know, if you want to be on your hands and knees for hours and have a stiff back when you stand up, then go right ahead.
Well, but how often do they get it right? You can always tell when somebody's done it themselves, and it doesn't look right. So now you've done something that somebody, if you sell your house, they're going to make you tear it out.
You're looking at about 50-50.
50-50.
I mean, there's some good DIYers out there. I'm not going to take it away from them.
Okay. No, I use the DIY as part of when we're talking to people about how we produce and what we do. And you can do it yourself. I will tell you how to. I like to help everybody. but you're going to spend a lot of money. It's still not going to look very good many times.
I don't mind explaining things and helping walk people through stuff. If it helps them, that's fine.
Yeah,
But, you know.
Well, you earn business by doing that too, because I'll be like, hey, Doug explained to me how to do this, and I did it myself, and somebody else will look at it and go, well, my job's a little different, and I don't want to do it myself. So I'm going to call Doug, and Doug, because you helped them. Good strategy for life. Back to, we talked a little about, there's this strategy, there's this book, it has like commandments and some things. It's good strategy for life there.
Good old Bible.
The Bible, right? This thing, y'all should check it out sometime. It gives you some tips for life. But yeah, for sure. But yeah, looking at the work you do, obviously this is what you have a passion for, and it looks good. And I like that one because now you're getting to see, here's the planks and how they go down and what they're going to do to make them look good. So good work. And is that it? There's the last picture we had. We put these on our drive. I'll just start off at the beginning. So these are the ones you had from that original show. Take a look at all of those pictures.
This is the thicker flooring. So same type of flooring. It's a plank flooring, but this one's the thick, more rigid.
Okay.
The other one's the thinner, more malleable.
Gotcha.
Does the same concept. It's just what people can afford, and it gives you a little bit different look.
Gotcha. Okay. Very cool. Well, I want to throw up here something else that's important, and a lot of people. So you've been going for a while here. Got rated already by the BBB. Got that A going, and I think it is true when you first getting started, they check you out. They're not going to give you an A unless you earn it, and then over time get that A plus. But anybody that's got an A and you start, that's good. I mean,
yeah.
They trusted you. They evaluate you, and if you don't deserve an A, you don't get an A.
Yeah, they work on your ethics. So I mean, if they can't find you reputable and ethical, then they won't consider you.
Yeah, and so there is that for everybody to take a look at. And been in business there for quite a bit of time, and in your own business now recently started, and it's JDR, Job Done Right, Contracting and Remodeling.
You got it right.
Did I say it right that time, everybody?
That time.
Hey, you teach me a few times. I finally.
Well, you didn't even have to read it off the screen this time.
I didn't read it off the screen either. I was looking at it, but I still said job. That's where psychologically some of us are kind of always searching, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
All right, well, we appreciate that. Well, I'll get into a few of the other important things that I like to talk about, but from when we're really getting to know somebody and say, cost analysis. We kind of reviewed some of these questions I told you I was going to answer, but for you, I guess in a general sense, it's hard to give anybody any specific details without looking at the job first, of course.
I will never give a quote over the phone.
Okay.
I can give you a service call quote, but to actually do the job, I have to be on site. You can send me pictures, I'll get a general idea, but I still will not give you a number because I'm not getting stuck on a number.
Yeah, well, but I want you to do it for this, and I think it'll be done for that. No, they didn't tell you there's this other broken piece and another piece of wood missing and whatever.
So you can't plan for the unseen. So what I can see,
sure,
I can give you a number on. What's behind it, to the side of it, top of it, but below it, I can't see. I can't give you a number on.
You don't have X-ray vision over the interwebs?
Not yet. AI hasn't made that yet.
They're working on it, I think. But
I'm sure they will. I'm sure they will.
This is getting an expert, everybody. That's why we give Doug. He's getting himself one of your little castle hats. I'm not going to put it on because you get to have this. Is brand new out of the box,
nice.
Out of the bag, never been worn. But he's been on the Your Little Castle show on ABC.
She'll be on the
3 times
on the wall, hanging there.
All right, good. And wear it out if you feel like it. That'll get you some business, maybe. People are like, hey,
well,
you know. That's right. Plus, it's a great look. Doug looks good with a hat on too, doesn't he? All right, good job, Doug. All right, you got lots. He's a bit of a hat connoisseur, I think. We talked about that.
Yeah. My fiance steals the rest of my hats, so.
You didn't blame her? I mean, those are great looking hats, right?
Well, yeah. I mean, you know, all my sports hats, I can't keep one. I gotta make sure I take it back from her when I want to wear it, and then I gotta put it back on her wall.
Exactly.
So.
Well, tell me then, what's the one mistake? Before we do that, tell me then, what's the one thing you would say sets you apart? I mean, because you really are a master of all. Essentially, it's hard to say master of all, but you literally can do anything that needs to be done. We went over your card. I should pull up your card. I'll put that up.
Yeah, there's a couple things. It's that I have vast knowledge in almost all the trades, and I like to make sure that I'm listening to the customer and finding out what they want, and trying to help them stay within a budget. I'm not out to gouge anybody.
That's not good for business.
And I'm not out to work for free. But
some people don't understand that either.
I want to be able to give you something nice, something durable, and at a fairly decent cost, to where you can afford it. If you can't afford it, you're not going to buy it. You're going to try to go somewhere else, and they're going to just try to stick you. So I've had that happen with management companies that I done work for. You've seen a picture roll with some of the work that I had to go back after another contractor.
Yeah, we talked about that. That's an interesting one because we talked about. We'll get into that here because I want to make sure we cover that. But you had a call from Crystal, who did get her picture with me at the Cardinal game. I think she said a couple years ago. But she's called you a couple times, and because we're recording after hours tonight, everybody, we do that periodically. It's more convenient for a lot of people work there today, right? So he's out fixing houses, and so Crystal called you, and she said, I got a problem, and you took the phone call, and you actually, it worked out perfectly because I just hit the button to put up the credits, and the phone was going off, but that turns off my mics when I hit that button.
Right.
So you may not have heard that on the end of the first show. But you took a call. I said, take a break, man. We got a little break here before the next half hour. What were you helping her with there? She something that she needed?
Stair treads for her steps because they're slippery. She actually fell, so we just want to make sure that she's safe. And she's a long-time client. She's got me quite a few customers. And I try to help her out as much as possible because repeat business is the best business.
Right. They don't know explaining all the stuff about who you are and what you do and all that stuff, but the word of mouth.
Yep.
Right? That's why I would encourage you. This is a pretty awesome little interview because Doug really does know what he's talking about and is a good dude. So write this one down and watch the interview. I'm going to give you a copy to put on your website. Is that cool?
Okay.
We're recording this. I send it to ABC, usually late Monday night, sometimes early Tuesday morning.
Yeah.
3 in the morning is early in the Tuesday morning, right?
Right.
And get that to them. So we're recording a little bit early this week. Doug made it work for us to come into the studio on a Thursday night. Are we Thursday night now?
Yep. Yep.
And we're going to be done here before midnight, I promise. Maybe. We might hang out for another half hour. No,
whatever we got to do.
See how easy going this guy is? This is why he gets a lot of work done. He has a lot of good clients that appreciate him. Oh, tell me that. What is the mistake? There's a lot of people that they make it. What's the biggest mistake that people make? Assuming that they should cut corners, they should do it themselves. What do you think the biggest mistake people make is when they're getting some remodeling done or any kind of work done on their house?
Because they may or may not know how to do the job, but the cutting the corners by not doing one piece or the other or trying to do it themselves, they think they're just saving money. That's the big thing is everybody wants to save money. Well, you do get what you pay for. So if
take note on that one.
If you do pay for things and try to do it yourself and it doesn't work out, now you just paid double.
Exactly. We talk about do not do it yourself necessarily because if you do it wrong or if you hire somebody who does, you had some other guys you talked about, not naming names, we don't know the name, but they came in and they said this didn't work out and he fired them in the middle of the job.
So I put a bid on a full home remodel, the one that actually got pictures of the kitchen and the bathroom in there, and they got another bid that was lower. They fired him halfway through the job, called me back, and the first thing I noticed was a trash bag full of beer cans sitting in the middle of the living room. I wonder why you had something screwed up.
Well, that's back to then learn a little bit about the reputation who you got. That's why check out Doug's website, this interview, if you will. There's 2 of them we're going to give him, and all the nice things people say about you. The BBB just obviously knows what he's doing. Good guy to have. Thank you for representing. We're always looking for the good people to have on the show. If there's somebody, we analyze everybody before we invite them to be on the show. And sometimes we find out more about them and say, well, why don't you take care of a couple little things we didn't realize before we have you on the show. And we're always trying to encourage people because nobody's out there like, there are very few people out there like, I'm trying to take advantage of everybody I can, right?
Right.
They just don't quite have themselves organized enough or whatever.
But here's the thing is with me and my mindset is even if I was to become as big as like McBride and Son, okay, I'm still going to have that small business mentality.
Yeah.
I'll have the crews to go out and do whatever they got to do on the big stuff. But if I get a small job that needs assistance, I'll take care of it personally.
That's how you do it. That's why small businesses we're big advocates for, because I try to work always with a small business owner, because I know I'm talking to the owner.
Right.
And I got somebody saying, now we got a little problem over here. And I don't make a big issue out of it. I say, hey, little thing over here I noticed. And they'll always go, oh, we didn't realize. Or, oh, you wanted that? Oh, we didn't realize. Communication is key. That's why I went to grad school for everybody. And I try to imagine, and still I just know how important communication is, mostly. But if it's not that somebody was deliberately trying to mess something up. It's just that they said, oh, that color or that color, right?
Mm-hmm.
How often, or that's going to fit in there the way you thought, but now it doesn't, and we didn't realize. And all those things need to be adjusted for. And you're talking to the boss, you'll make that change for them right there.
Right. Yeah. Right on the job. Just get it done. And I usually don't change my prices. That's what helps the customer out. When I set a bid after I do the evaluation, then that's usually what it is. I mean, unless there's an extreme circumstance that I need.
Well, that's a $7,000 change or something.
Before I even do all that, if I find the extreme circumstance, I communicate. Because I'm not going to just go do it and then say, oh, well, now you owe me $2,000 more. No, you just can't do that. So.
Yeah. Big surprise, everybody. There was old crusty something underlayment that we got to tear out on top of it. We didn't realize.
It's like a roof. If you need a new roof and they think the decking's all good, they start tearing off that roof, and then they find that the decking is, wore out, split.
Eroded, whatever, yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Well, ladies and gentlemen, we're almost through the second half hour now. I got like 17 more questions to ask Doug, so I'm going to breeze through a couple of these. But how has technology changed the way you do business? And I guess that's always something, because you got laser pointers and everything now. But
I mean, you've got laser pointers, you've got tapes that can move on their own, and you can set ranges. And I mean, it's come a long way.
Long way.
I could just
30 years he's been doing this, everybody.
Yeah, it's come a long way from just a hammer and a nail.
Well, tell me the process then. Obviously, by now, 2 half hours, everybody, that Doug has taken time to share with us his expertise. Somebody says, all right, Doug, JDRCR.com, you're my man. You're going to do this. Job done right. How do they get started with you?
Well, I mean, you can either look me up on the website or go to the BBB, or you can just call my number, 314-699-1009, and I will take your info, set a date to come out and give you a free estimate, and then we can talk about everything, figure out what you want. I don't do any upsells. If you want this, that's what you're going to get. If you want the higher stuff, that's what you're going to get. You need to know what you want. If you don't, I can show you stuff, let you pick it, and then we can go from there. After I get everything that you want into place and what needs to be done, we discuss it. Within 48 hours, you'll have a bid.
There you go. Pretty quick turnaround. You know what you're doing, so you've done this before, and it doesn't
just once or twice.
I'm putting him on a spot now. How many jobs do you think you've done over your career? It's got to be thousands.
Over
hundreds.
In 30 plus years, I've probably been on 8,000 to 10,000 job sites or better.
Yeah. Well, do the math. I mean, you got 222 days a year everybody can work, times 10 would be 2,000. So
you got to figure some are big, take weeks. Some are small, take hours.
Yeah,
so,
and some are doing 2 or 3 a day sometimes.
I've had, let's see, it was last Saturday. Last Saturday, I was on 4 job sites, completed them all.
Wow.
All small little jobs.
Okay.
But I'll go to 4 job sites, 4 big job sites, and do tasks on every one. That way I can get everybody completed on a timely schedule.
We got about 4 minutes left here. I want to jump down to a question that we talked about. But did you have a famous quote, or which one of those questions we were talking about? You're like, I want to talk about that because something was important to me.
Oh, so I don't remember
What do you do personally for fun? What is your personal hobby or passion? And how do you contribute
Favorite quote would be, do unto others as you would have them do unto you.
That's what it was, yeah. That's an important one. I don't know. I mean, I'm sure we've alluded to that before. We've done 300 interviews we've done. Somebody might have mentioned something like that. But if not, let's reiterate that. But why is it important to understand that do unto others
as you would have them do unto you?
As you would have them do unto you.
Because if I'm going to treat you with disrespect, then that's what I got to expect back.
Yep.
If I'm going to treat you with kindness, that's what I got to expect back. I will never treat somebody the way that I wouldn't expect them to treat me. So.
Right. And I was talking with this literally the other day, life discussion, but I was just like, how would you expect somebody, you treated them terribly and they're going to treat you nice? They're probably not going to treat you terribly back, because that's not a good way to, well, now we're both doing it.
Right.
But you're going to go, I ain't going to work with that guy because
right.
he treated any kind of disrespect. Even, I mean, this is not a good strategy for life.
No, it's not. But you do, if you know going in you're going to treat somebody like crap, you just got to put that expectation out there in your head that, look, they're going to give it right back to me.
Yeah.
Most people, I mean, me, I'm a fairly patient guy, so I just try to.
Yeah. And we all know people are stressed out at times in life, and they weren't trying to treat anybody terribly, but they're going, what's going on? So have some compassion, obviously, but the bottom line is, and I think it's a good strategy, because you treat other people the way you want to be treated, and that's what you're doing.
That's what I try to do all the time.
Cool as the other side of the pillow, everybody. This Doug is that's one of my favorites. Stuart Scott, I think that was, from ESPN, rest his soul. I think he's up in heaven now too, but died too young. But a great guy on ESPN. Give it up for Stuart. And well, what gives you the most satisfaction? We've got about a minute left here. What do you enjoy most about what you're doing?
I'm never doing the same thing over and over again.
That's good.
It's not like picking one trade and having to do it and be monotonous. I get to do all the trades. So.
Spice is the variety of life. As long as you're good at what you do, because you're not like trying to build rockets, you're still in your realm, but
right.
Every day it's something a little different, and you just know how to fix everything that they have out there. You can do it.
Some days I'm inside, some days I'm outside, some days I'm on a roof, some days I'm in the basement. You never know what I'm going to be doing from day to day.
There's a quote from Bull Durham, I think. Sometimes you win, sometimes you lose, sometimes it rains. Got to keep on plugging.
Yep. Never stop.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, get a hold of Doug. You can see his information up there. JDR Contractor Remodeling, LLC, job done right the first time. Thank you, Doug.
JDRCR.com.
There it is, JDRCR.com. 314-699-1009. Thanks, everybody. Giddy up.